Hi. Last time we talked about the law of karma. And in fact, let me remind you what we went through in the last video. This is what we went through. Um, we talked about the Sanchita Prarabdha, different kinds of karmas. We talked about the Drishti Phalam and the Adrishti Phalam, Adrishta Phalam, the law of dharma and how it relates to law of karma, samskaras, the causal body, and all that. So with this, we have a basic understanding of what the law of karma is all about. What are the main terms and the main concepts involved in the law of karma? So if I had to summarize it, I'd say the law of karma says that you sow what you reap, meaning you get what you do, you get what you reap, but it may not be immediately after. So if you do something bad, you will get a bad result of it, but it may not happen right away. It may be an adrishta phalam. That means it may become a pap and go into your sanchita karmas for it to be sub-fructified in a later lifetime. So that's basically the law of karma. So good actions will result in good results in the future sometime, sometimes in this life. Bad actions will result in bad results, sometimes in this life, but very often in the future. Okay? And this is not a new concept. Almost every religion has something of the sort in it. So, for example, in Christianity, there is this day of reckoning where people are told do the right thing because even if nobody else is watching, God is always watching, and there will always be a day of reckoning. Now, in Hinduism, we don't have a day of reckoning, but we do say that in a future lifetime, you're going to get rewarded or punished for what you do now. And that will always be the case. For whatever you've done in the past, too, there will be a reckoning for those things. So, today, what I want to talk about is how does this law of karma relate to our day to day life? How does it relate to, for example, a karma yogi? And this is where we left it last time. We said there is dharmic action. We didn't really talk about it. And there is the concept of sakam karma and nishkam karma. So this is what we'll talk about. So I think the first thing we need to understand is that anybody who actually believes in the law of karma is more than likely to do only dharmic things, to do only good things. If a person does not believe in the law of karma, if a person thinks that, you know, I can get away with cutting corners, I can get away by doing something wrong as long as I'm not caught and I can enjoy those benefits, that person probably doesn't believe in the law of karma. He would be, or he or she would probably think, hey, I believe in what I'm going to get in this life. And I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but right now, let me have my fun. And actually, there's a philosophy in India, which is called Charvaka, which actually makes this a philosophy. It says that, you know, only this life is all you see, all you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be, right? That song from Pink Floyd. So basically, it's saying focus on making the most of this life. Don't think about doing things for results in future life. But that is not what most religions preach. And definitely that's not what Vedanta or the Vedas preach. They say that there will be future life, there will be future benefits and punishments. So do the right thing today. Now, so let's say that I believe in the law of karma. So I will do dharmic things. But my motivation might still be for pleasure and pain or driven by pleasure and pain. That means I do something good today. I donate money. I do something good for somebody else. I do charitable deeds. I do service to humanity. I do all these things which give me punya. But why am I doing it? Because I believe that in a later janam, I may go to Swarglok. That means I may get some pleasures which only Swarglok can provide. I may get some rewards. I may get better relationships. I may get better partners. I may get better children, I may get more wealth, I may get more prestige, power, all these things. And that's fine. Those are perfectly reasonable and justifiable goals. And if that's what you want, Hinduism gives you a lot of ways to get that. So that's one set of people. And this group of people are called Sakam Karmis. Kama means desire. Sakam means with desire, someone who has desire. So Sakam Karmi or Sakam Karmas are those karmas which are driven by desire. So again, most of our karmas are driven by desire. If we don't believe in the law of karma, we would like to do those things which will give us immediate return in this life. If we believe in the law of karma, we would probably do even more ethical things because we know that every good thing we do will result in some benefit later. And I would not do anything bad or try to minimize the bad things because I know that I will be punished later. However, this is all in the world of pleasure and pain. It's all sakam. I do good things to get to Swaraglok, and I do bad things, I can get to Naraklok. And I avoid doing bad things because I don't want Naraklok. Okay? So it's all about pleasure and pain. It's all about sukh and dukh. I want more sukh, less dukh. That is a very normal human desire. But this doesn't make us a Karam Yogi. Now, Karam Yogi is somebody very different. Karam Yogi is also ethical, will also do dharmic things, but not the motivation is not going to be what I just described in order to get Swarag. A Karam Yogi has tapped into a very different source for his happiness, and that is the happiness that comes from within, from me, from my contentment. So, what makes a Karam Yogi? So, a difference between a person who's dharmic but believes in sakam karma, that means wants pleasures later, and a Karam Yogi is that a Karam Yogi has learned through experience that all sukhs eventually are followed by dukh. And this sukh and dukh is a cycle. It's an ongoing cycle. Let's say I do a lot of good things, and in some of my future janmas, I end up in the Swaraglok. But those good karmas will also be exhausted at some stage. And then I will drop back from Swaraglok to Prithvi, might even go to Narak, because I may have gathered some bad karmas along the way. So a Karam Yogi understands this. So Karam Yogi instinctively understands that pleasure is always followed by pain. The sukha and dukha go together. It's impossible to only do good things. Um, so we can't generate a life of eternal happiness by karma, by doing karma. That's what a Karam Yogi intrinsically understands. A Karam Yogi also understands that pleasure has its own anxiety related to it. The moment I get something very pleasurable, I also get this thing that, oh, I'm going to lose it. The anxiety comes right away. So if I have a lot of people who love me, I'm also more anxious because I don't want to lose those people, you know? Or if I have a lot of wealth, I'm also anxious. The anxiety comes along with the pleasure. So a Karam Yogi has over time matured and realized that these sukhas are not going to give me pleasure or not going to give me happiness. These pleasures are not going to give me happiness eventually. Even if they give me happiness, it will be for a short period of time. So Karam Yogi's focus is now totally different. Karam Yogi wants to have a strong mind, resilience. Karam Yogi says, I want to strengthen my mind so that I am not super related by happiness, nor am I super depressed by unhappiness. I am not afraid of pain. I want to be in a position where I'm no longer afraid or anxious that, oh, I'm something bad is going to happen. I don't want pain. I don't want the anxiety or the fear of pain. I want to be able to live my life in a steady and happy way, regardless of what is happening around me, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of what God throws at me, what life throws at me. I want to be able to have such a strong mind that I'm no longer dependent for my happiness on external factors. That's what a Karam Yogi is after. So, Karam Yogi, when he does the good deeds, he's not doing those good deeds so that in a future lifetime he could go to Swarg. That's not the motivation. He's doing those good deeds because he knows and understands that by every good deed that he does, in a nishkam fashion, that means without expectation of result. Just because it's a good deed, it's the right thing to do, that's why I'm doing that thing. When you do something like that, it strengthens your mind. When you do something with an expectation of future reward, it weakens your mind, especially if the reward is not forthcoming. Especially when you feel, oh, you know what, I thought I did something very good, I deserved better. Why have I not got what I wanted? Right? So that strength weakens your mind. But if you do things without expectation of return, that strengthens your mind. And the reason that it strengthens your mind is because you begin to realize that you can be happy without getting a good result. Because the real happiness comes from within. The real happiness is your real nature. So a Karam Yogi is looking for that. He's trying to tap into the happiness that comes from within, not the happiness that comes from without. So you can imagine a Karam Yogi would not be concerned, why did that person get this and I didn't get this? Why is my partner doing less work and I'm doing more work? Or, why did my sister uh, has more favor from the parents? Why do my parents love my sister more and me less? Or whatever, any of those things. There are countless reasons to be anxious, to compare, because the Karam Yogi knows those things are not important. The most important thing is, how do I strengthen my mind? So you're no longer looking for problems in the world, nor are you looking to solve the problems of the world. You're not concerned who is going to run the world, whether the Democrats win or the Republicans win, or whether there are a whole bunch of things that we are concerned about. None of those things. What we want to do is focus on completely on a Karam Yogi wants to focus completely on him or herself. How do I strengthen my mind? So that's what Karam Yogi is. So Karam, for the law of karma, is very effective, very useful, but not for a Karam Yogi. The law of karma is sort of irrelevant to the Karam Yogi. Karam Yogi only wants to do the right thing and wants to become stronger as a result. And when a mind becomes stronger, when a Karam Yogi has uh, succeeded in becoming much stronger, then it's much easier for that Karam Yogi to gain Brahma Vidya or Atma Jnanam or knowledge, um, and understand Brahman. And that is real happiness or real moksha or liberation or whatever you want to call it. Okay. So I wanted to leave you with this for now, and we'll discuss this when we meet. In the last 3 videos that I've sent you, I've said a lot of things. I don't expect you to be able to understand them fully, much less master them. So don't worry if you don't. Try to listen to them a couple of times. Get whatever you can. Whatever little that you will get will accelerate our class when we meet next time. If you have any questions, feel free to write to me or text me or call me. And if not, we'll talk next Sunday. Okay? Bye.